You know, I come out to the range all the time, and I'm constantly pouring myself into people, and I'm constantly telling people, just relax, man, just have fun, show up to the range, don't allow life to get you to the point where you can't enjoy at least one thing, right? And I bring people in all the time to try to help out with that. And the one thing about life uh, that I think gets everybody kind of wrapped up in is discouragement, right? Is that the inevitability of disappointment? It's always there, right? I mean, we stand out there and we look at these targets, and we line ourselves up with them, and we we assume a threat, present that threat outright, and we practice engaging on a paper target, or when we go into the shoot house, uh, we try to imagine what it would feel like as civilians to be put into that harmful position, to where a threat presents itself, right? And you have to engage with that threat. You have to eliminate the threat to save your family or your own life, bodily harm, teeth, hair, and eyeballs, right? We want to protect ourselves, our valuables, our loved ones, our home, our vehicles, our animals. Um, but the one thing that continues to get me, right, it's not the level of training. It is not the See, I get myself stumped sometimes too, because I think and I overthink, and then I reevaluate, then I overthink and I reevaluate, then I overthink that reevaluation. It's how far do we train ourselves as people, right? On any one thing, or do we allow ourselves to adapt into several different methodologies of teaching or beliefs, or um, do we allow ourselves to find that one instructor that really shows us everything that we could possibly do, or do we allow ourselves to um, stick many fingers in many pies, right? um, I know Bruce Lee said never adapt to one philosophy, one martial art, always continue to grow. And I've always allowed myself to be in the same mindset, is to never allow one person to be the end all be all for your training, or anything else like that. So there will always be multiple instructors. There will always be different levels of instruction. Um, One may not be better than the other, or one could be greater than the other. It's what works for you, right? What works uh, as a teaching, what works, a belief system, rule structure, uh, whatever it is that you need for yourself, for your benefit to learn how to engage these targets. I mean, this is a flat one-dimensional paper target, right? Um, which are completely valuable, right? It allows you to have a chance to um, test your growth, right? Because it's true. It is a true source of your skill set as you engage that target and you move on the fly and you squeeze that trigger and you move through different areas of evolution, right? And you start putting rounds on paper, you can score that, right? That's versus steel. Steel is a instant gratification. Ding! Oh, I hit the target. Yay me. Well, was it high left, low right? Was it center line? Did you hit that apex? Was it a headshot? Great, good for you. Do we always want to go for headshots? No. Hit those hip pockets, man. Collapse that structure. Uh, Zip up the target. There's a difference between um, like professional shooting, like competition shooting, when they want to just tear out the center line of that target, or combat shooting, which I teach a level of combat shooting. I don't necessarily want you to be the most accurate person out there. I don't want you to have collateral damage. I do want you to be able to engage and accurately hit your target, but I want you to be able to hit your target in lots of areas, right? To mass casualty, mass damage. I want you to annihilate that structure. Because we learned in combat, shooting these, smaller rounds, higher velocity, smaller calibers, 5.56, 223, 300 blackout. These things they have such velocity that they just penetrate and go right through over penetration. They go right through the target. So 1, 2, 3 shots may not drop the target. You may need to have multiple multiple shots on target to eliminate that threat, to drop your target. So I like to teach you how to destructure that target, take the structure down, right, to decrease mobility, right, over a mass casualty, over the mass target of that subject that you're shooting at. So you hit the shoulders, the apex, right, the center line, right, the A zone, the hip line, right, take out the hip structure, and just start putting multiple rounds over that mass of a body of an area, and you do a lot of damage. I know I'm kind of bouncing around. There was a topic I wanted to hit on, but I thought it was maybe a little bit too overt. So here's the thing, y'all. In your search for that one instructor, do me a favor, right? Test out the waters, right? Find one that works for you, okay? If you can find that one, great, stick with that person. If you find two that you love to go to, that each one can give you something different, allow yourself the opportunity to float in between those two instructors. You will always find someone that can get to you on a level, excuse me, that someone else may not be able to. So do not limit yourself to one person. Do not limit yourself to one discipline. Do not limit yourself to one area or one style, or one holster or one caliber. Test them out, guys. That's why we have practice time. That's why we go to training. I am a student, a lifelong student. I love to find classes that I know I can level up on, right? And it gets harder and harder the more you progress into your skill set, your craft. You find less and less opportunity to grow, right? Because as an instructor, if you really do believe in yourself and you really do want to provide the very best instruction to your students, you always level up. You never limit yourself. You always level up. That means you find people that are better than you, smarter than you, and you go and you have to be willing to go learn from these people. You cannot say, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I'm a combat vet. I can shoot. Let me tell you something. I know lots of combat vets that can't shoot for shit, okay? It is the level of training that you received early on in your training as you go through basic and AIT. Then you get to your unit, and if your unit levels up, then you level up right with them, right? Or if you get like an advanced level training, you go to a different school. It's even civilians the same way. You got your NRA instructors, which, hey, hats off to you guys, right? But I've seen some really, really bad NRA instructors. They don't teach proper grip, proper stance, proper breathing, sight alignment. It's just, hey, pull that sucker up and start squeezing the trigger, right? You have to find someone that you can learn from, someone that knows more than you, in order to get yourself out there and get your knowledge up, right? Knowledge is power, guys. The more you know, the better you are. Once you stunt your growth because you think you are no longer capable of learning anything else, that is the moment you will start to nosedive into this bottomless pit of self-doubt. And it's just almost like being utterly and hopelessly confused, right? Never stop trying to learn. Never stop trying to strive for something greater. The one thing about me, something that I do for me, and it's for me, it's not for anybody else. And I know a lot of people give me a lot of shit for this, because I never say I'm perfect, but I always aim for perfection, right? I always strive to be better. I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. That to me is everything. I don't want to stay stagnant. I don't want to believe that I am the best right now that I will ever be, right? And what's worse is you look back on your life and go, you know what, 10, 15 years ago when I was in my 20s or my 30s, guys especially, we do this to ourselves all the time. Man, I was the greatest when I was in my 20s. I was the greatest when I was in my 30s. Man, when I was in that one unit, that was the best unit of my life. Or I had that one instructor, that's the best I'll ever get. Why? Limit yourself to those belief structures, man. Get out there. Everything's on Google nowadays. You can Google anything you want to Google, right? You want to learn something? Type it in, or hey Siri, I want to learn this, whatever the case may be, guys. Get into a book, look at a video, find an instructor in your area. If you can't find one that's at the level that you want to learn from, go somewhere else. Okay, I just brought a lady from Missouri to teach a class for me that is just freaking absolutely insane. She is great. I love her energy. I love her methodology was great, right? She wanted to do something that was outside the box. That's where you want to find, excuse me, that's not where, that's what you want to find. Where you find it is wherever you find it, okay? Or you find someone like me who goes out and finds those things for you, and they bring them to you in your area. We hold classes here, right? I'm talking to a lady right now that's out in Kansas who wants that program to be brought to her. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get that to her, right? That's how you level up, right? Level up, baby. Get out there, do something that's outside your comfort zone, but find the people that can help you get there, right? And I will tell you this. Be careful of the people you find along your journey, right? Along your path to help you get to where you want to be, okay? Not all of them are going to be true. Some will be false. Some will be mediocre. Some will be exactly what you need, okay? The only thing I will say is just err on the side of caution, trust but verify, and don't give all your ideas out right away, because you never know who's going to take what and what they're going to do with it, all right? If that's your program, your idea, your methods, your philosophy, keep some of it to yourself. Trust me from experience, if you give everything away right away without getting any type of security behind that, you'll lose it, and somebody else will benefit from it, okay? Be careful, right? Train. You don't know how? Find somebody, okay? Believe in yourself. Have faith. Faith in your ability to find the knowledge that you need to create the best structure for your training platform. I'm out here on the range. Today is my range day. I have several clients showing up, and I'm here 2 hours early. That's me, right? I show up because I'm fixing to get on the range, and I'm fixing to put some rounds on paper, and I'm fixing to go through my movement drills. I just want to move today. That's all I want to do is get my body moving. Sometimes I feel a little achy or I feel a little stagnant, right? I just want to move today. I want to hips and toes in alignment, and I want to be able to move in the direction of travel, and I want to be able to squeeze that trigger and put rounds on paper as accurately as possible at distance and cover time and move as efficiently as possible. I'll record a little bit of it, but I want to get out there and just practice. I want to shut my brain down. I want to shut my phone off. I want to feel this. I mean, it's a little rainy right now, which I think is just fantastic. I love it. It won't be hot today. It'll be a little wet and muggy, but you know what? How great is this, right? How great is our God, right? I love that. It just kind of came into my head. Have faith, people, okay? I know the world is a freaking crazy mess right now, and we're looking for things to attach ourselves to. Train. But believe in the training that you're doing. Believe in the people that are training you, right? Give them your full attention. Open up your mind and allow yourself to evolve into whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Okay. I know I'm spitting a lot of crap out there right now, but I'm gonna eat a couple donuts. That's what I do on my range days. It's kind of a tradition now. I'm worried, like, if I don't get donuts, man, before I get to the range, something bad's gonna happen, right? So I stop at Krispy Kreme and I get my donuts for the day, and everybody gives me shit about that too. But you know what? One thing I'm learning about people giving you shit about things, you know, that's a good thing, man, because you have something that they don't have, right? Take it, own it, and just run with it. If you have something or you do something that bothers somebody else, there's a reason behind why it bothers that person. You know what? Own that shit. It's yours. Don't let them take it from you. Don't let them dumb it down. Don't let them, I don't know, whatever excuse it is that they give you for you, it is an excuse that they're given for themselves, because it is a deflection of their own inability to adapt and evolve, right? So the hell with what they say, and the hell with their ideas, and the hell with their stupid belief structure. If you have something that you want or you like and it's for you, and you do it because it's just whatever it is you want to do, and it doesn't hurt anybody else, stay with it, right? You don't want to do anything or bring anything to the table that's going to hurt somebody, right? That you never want to do that. But something silly like donuts, if they give you shit about it, like, oh man, that was like a fat pill, you know what? Then do some fucking sit-ups. Get out there and fucking run. Get off your fucking lazy ass, get off the couch and go do something, and you can enjoy a donut every once in a while. You know what? Don't sit there and tell me that, oh my God, it's a donut. You know, good for me. I like my donuts. You know what? I got a fucking six-pack. That's because I work out. I train. I'm hard. I get up. I sacrifice. I am comfortable being uncomfortable. So don't let anybody tell you something that goes against what you like and what you do, that you think is cute or fun or happy or makes you feel good. So getting off my soapbox for just a minute. All right. I still believe that the flag stands for something, right? I bring this thing with me everywhere I go. And you know what was crazy? I was working for a TV show in Huntsville, Alabama on the OWN network. I was a COVID supervisor for a little while, and we were doing a segment in Birmingham, Alabama on the campus, or maybe it was Auburn, I can't remember. I think it was Auburn. And we were driving back, and for whatever reason, you know how people put these flags up on their truck and they stick them on the pole, whatever. It must have broken off. So this flag was just blowing across the road, and I found it laying on a 3-lane highway. I stopped in the middle of the road, made everybody stop. I got out, picked up the flag, and I carry this thing with me everywhere I go. All right, you guys, I watched a video yesterday of a young man. He couldn't have been more than 8, 9 years old. Looked like somewhere out west, Arizona, Utah, somewhere like that. But he was walking by a veteran's home, and the veteran's flag had fallen right as the kid was riding his little scooter. And the kid did something that was amazing to me. Most kids don't notice things anymore. They're just oblivious to the world. But this young man stopped what he was doing, got off a scooter, walked inside this man's little fence in the area, picked up the flag and tried to reattach it, right? It wouldn't work, so he laid it down, rang the doorbell, and he went to walk out. And the veteran came out. He was an older man, looked like, I don't know, maybe Vietnam era, all right? Hats off to you, sir, because what you did was you taught the next generation something invaluable. You didn't get on to him. You didn't yell at him for being on your property. You didn't scold him and tell the kid to get the hell out of there. This man, this veteran, had the foresight to stop and teach this young man something new. He taught him how to fold the American flag. And he taught him how to give respect. And he rendered a salute to this young man, who in turn saluted him back. And that veteran gave the flag to this young man, and he rode away with it. Think about that for just a second. What has been taken away from us for the last 15 to 20 years? They took away, the Bible out of the courthouse. They took away prayers in school. They don't pledge the allegiance anymore in school. I used to stand up every morning and say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. We have no loyalty anymore to anything. Nothing. There is no loyalty in this world whatsoever. People are loyal to themselves. They're self-indulgent. Instant gratification, I want it now. But I don't want it for the homeless man on the street, or from my child, or from my parents, or whatever the case may be. I want it for me because I'm selfish. Okay? I'm going to say this wrong, I know, but there is a video that I continue to share because it hits me in my little heartstrings. And there's a lady talking to this actor, and I know I'm going to mess this up, so please forgive me. But it goes something like this. A nation will be great or something like that, when old men will plant trees in which the shade that they will never sit in. Okay? So it means people have the foresight to create a society or a culture or civilization that is so great. And they know this, and they know all they have to do is put in the work right now, but they know they will never reap the benefits. But they know someone else will. All right? The generation below them, they know that that tree one day will grow tall enough to provide enough shade for someone to sit underneath. Who's done that recently? I'm not even sure if I have. I teach people all the time, and I get so inundated in what I'm doing, sometimes I forget why I'm doing it. It's just a routine to me. But I had something recently put myself in check. So I talk about getting back to the basics. So this morning I'm going to get back to the basics. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to pray. I'm going to meditate just a little bit. I'm going to show up for me, right? So I can make sure I show up for the people that have signed up for my class, so that I can give my very best to the people that are looking for this training, that believe in me in order to give it to them, right? Cut out the negativity. Cut out the bullshit. Show up for something greater than yourself and provide a service that you won't see happen, but will provide shade for someone else down the road. And that's about as much as my soapbox is probably I should talk about right now, because I'm going to lose time to go actually do what I wanted to do when I showed up this morning. But I haven't done a video in a little while, and I wanted to talk to you guys. Yeah. Sacrifice now for the greater good. Plant a tree that you know you will never see shade from, but you know someone else will. That's how we make our society great again. We cannot elect one person to make our society great. We the people, guys, we the people. I'll say it again, we the people. It is in our power to make a society, to make our society great. But we have to work together, and we have to stop fighting each other, and we have to stop being selfish, and we have to stop wanting that instant gratification. It's like when we start kindergarten, we're like, oh my God, I got 12 years of this shit. Well, if it was that easy, we'd know it right there, and it'd be within a few days, a few months, a few weeks, a few years, and we'd be graduated. But there is a level, right? We teach our children structure, discipline, loyalty, courage, sacrifice, selfless service, duty. There are things, there are values. And there's something that I used to believe in wholeheartedly, and I got away from it, and I lost a lot of it because I got inundated in relationships, life, finances, marriage, children, whatever, right? I started learning martial arts as a young man and fell in love with it. It was my passion. And then I subsequently got away from it because of life. Life just changes. But the way of the warrior, the art of the samurai was, to me, beautiful, right? And there are a set of values. Actually, they're more like an unwritten code, set of rules that the samurai followed, and it was called Bushido. Okay? Look it up, Google it, check it out for yourself if you're interested. I am recommitting myself to relearning those rules. And I am trying to follow them the best I can. Which means there will be a lot of sacrifice along the way. There will be people that get cut out and cut off. But you have to be whole first before you can provide anything of substance to anyone anyone else. So figure out what you need for you. Set aside time to meditate, to pray, to get right with yourself, to get right with your God. There's a lot of things I see every day, guys, that just break my heart. But I know if I believe them, if I believe in things that I still believe in, I know other people out there still do too. I can't be the only one. But I think we've been silenced to the point where we don't want to speak out because we're afraid of being persecuted for our belief system. Nobody else seems to be. Find your voice. Stand your ground. Lock your feet in. Rise up on your toes and get some grip. The only way our country is ever going to be great again is if we set aside time to make it so. Plant those seeds to those trees that'll grow, that you will never see the shade of. And I promise you, our country will start to come out of this fog. I want to be proud of my country again. I want to be proud of me again, right? I stand for something that feels like it's an ancient belief. I almost feel like it was written in hieroglyphs on a wall in Egypt. And I'm trying to learn, or I'm trying to teach people how to read again. Come on, guys. 70s, 80s, and 90s, they were not that long ago. I told a kid the other day, he was making some, I don't know, smart-ass comment about something. And I told him, you know what, I don't know about that because I was born in the 1900s or whatever. And he looked at me like, oh my God, you're that old? And I'm like, what? Oh my God. So the only reason people forget is because you allow them to. I'm not going to let people forget anymore. I'm not going to be afraid to speak out. I know I'm abrasive. I know I'm an asshole. That's okay. But I'm my own asshole. That's all right. Put yourself around people that are like you, right? Find people that you don't have to worry about judging you, right? They're out there. Find your circle. Find your people. They're there, right? And the ones that aren't, let them find their way out. Your circle is your circle. If they don't fit, hit the road, Jack. You don't have time for that. You don't have time to pamper anyone else's little fannies because you're afraid of what they might say or do or how they think about you. Stop worrying about it. You are who you are because God made you that way. All right. You may have circumstances that have brought you in and made you defensive and brought your hands up and made you defend yourself or whatever the case may be. But I promise you, stop walking in circles that you don't belong to walk in. Stop letting people talk down to you because they're deflecting on their own crap. Plant one seed today. Just one. Plant one seed. And I'm being metaphorical here, guys. I'm not saying literally go find a seed of a tree and go plant it. And I'm just saying, metaphorically, each person that watches this video, plant one seed, just one seed today that will allow someone else to thrive down the road. You will never benefit from that seed, but someone else will. I dare you. I challenge you. Anyway, my name is Sal Bros. I'm the owner and operator of Sword and Shield. We are a home defense company. Look us up. SwordandShield.solutions. I stand ready to provide any service you may need to help you feel more safe and more secure in your home for you and your family. I provide ranges. I provide home assessments. I do self-defense classes. Give me a call. We'll figure out what's best for you. We'll find a solution that works. Anyway, God bless you. I'm going to go get my shoot on, get some pew-pew time. So have faith. Walk in your faith, walk in your belief, and go plant a seed. And I'll be seeing you on the range.